Oh, never mind!
Blitz is great as well into this misfortune. I mean, anything that's going to be able to, at range, grab a stationary target is going to feel really good about this, and Jace also is somewhat reliant on his ability to set up these engages from a distance.
There and not something like a Lux, you obviously don't need to worry too much about just getting poked into oblivion. As level 2 has been found, Heroic Charge, no stun here from Keria, as now Lehans finds the hook. Onto Keria, gets the knock up, but now he's taken so much damage. Smash, one more auto will deal it, and he flashes forward to pick it up. That's first blood in this bottom lane, as the flash from Jiu is so weird alongside that Heroic Charge. One more auto would do it, but it's not gonna be there, and it's a double in the bottom lane for T1. Okay, so this is how it's gonna go.
These skirmishes are gonna go for Nongshim, because they definitely had an itchy trigger finger on that bottom side fight. Let's see if they can quickly try to use this prio to grab Dragon and then turn to the grubs, because if you end up losing a lot of control early, it's going to be a disaster, and Gideon's in trouble.
Ona's going in, but Keria taking a fair bit of damage as well. Steadfast presence as he misses the Mystic shot there. Does Jiwoo, and Lehen's going to pay the price for it. Smash grabs yet another kill as Arcane Shift gets Jiwoo out of there, and I believe he agrees. Kingen now looking for a bit of an angle as Keria moving on up. Doran moving in as well as another Heroic Charge. Kingen trying to get himself out of there as the Crescent Guard is now on cooldown. Faker very low though, cannot join this fight as the hook is going to connect. Can they actually CC this Xin Zhao enough? That's the question. Gideon diving on top of him, flashes forward. Ona is healing though, and is going to survive. Good shield there as Kingen comes in to protect his jungler. And now Doran should be able to just finish off Fisher. If that hook had landed, Fisher able to flash his way out, but now Kingen's the one that eventually will pay the price.
Oh man, Nongshim committing so heavily to this one. Len should be able to get the execute here at the end of the day, but ultimately still another kill over to T1. They will be able to secure 2 out of 3 grubs at the end of the day. Fisher also losing his flash. Only Jiu with his flash left remaining here across the side of Nongshim. As Keria looking for a buckler and won't find it, but oof, that was a bit of a messy one.
I would say so too. Keria going to take the quick way out.
Now just no real control. Kingen is just like, let's see how good Cassante is. I have no flash.
Yeah. Does have his ultimate back off cooldown, but let's see what he can actually get done here as the Steadfast presence gets him into the wall. There's the bullet time, and he's dead.
It's just systematic here by T1, and the cross-map Doran is like, well, I'm just not going to take a chance. I'm just going to walk away.
Almost a go next type situation here as far as Nongshim are concerned. Doran just looking to hold onto the wave, and Lehans can't really seem to hit a hook on his former top laner. And looks like Doran, he can land a few shock blasts. Lehans going to have to back himself out of the way.
I just don't know if it's really about the misfortune. Like in the bottom 2v2, her damage was big. Is Doran?
All right, there's cease and desist. Let's see whether they can actually get the kill. They pull him back, but now it's Keria to remove Gideon from the equation. Still, Doran does go down. Faker teleporting in. I don't know about that one because he's trying to get himself out. A little bit weird as far as how the Observer PC managed to figure that one out, but Faker not able to get him far enough with the shifting sands. And that is 2 comeback kills here for Nongshim. Don't know whether it's going to be enough, but it's a good start.
It's definitely a step in the right direction for Nongshim, but that type of proactivity is a tough call to make, especially you know, when you're at such high risk. You know, the damage is important. And here, when you're just locking somebody down and you just press R, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have a look at it happening one more time. Let's see whether the Cassante shenanigans can actually bring Kingen out of this one. The all-out just not going to be invested, so he's just going to die.
Okay. That's,
yep.
Scrubs here. And beyond the Death's top side, I was going to mention this before, which no longer relevant, but it was almost perfect game pace for T1 leading up until that because they had everything else. The Dragon is theirs as well because Owner was on the bottom side taking that while that top side play was happening. And Lehen's, like, you've got to be, you know, first he wasn't hitting all of the important hooks, but now it's like, well, do you want to hook anybody? Is it safe to hook any target anymore? In these zonings, Jiu out of farm as well. And, you know, you can see Kingen is like, cool, I've got my Shadow Jungler bottom side. I'll eventually get this one, but it is never going to be a race that you win.
Yeah. And Jiu still going to get pressured here. 4 people towards the top side of the map.
He's going to have on top of dealing with Ezreal pretty well, but now we can deal with the poke. From those Qs from Geo, so it's just a really tough matchup for Geo, and that's just another turret gone. So first, I feel like if he went Nashor's Tooth first, they might have even been able to get bigger advantages. That's normally what you do with Azir, but he saw the Cassante on the other side, and he was like, well, let's go for the Leandries first. I think it's a wise choice, but given what we know now, he probably wishes he did it the other way.
Yeah. Well, there's a heroic charge onto Jude. If it doesn't get the stun, then the bullet time doesn't get a whole lot of value. As we get a bit of a zoom in, Jonas Strong also thought Lahens might go for something, but as it turns out, he did not.
Nongshim and then T1 push mid.
Well, True Shot Barrage going to try and help clear out this wave. Lahens making his way over, but this turret is just dead. And because Carrier can channel the ultimate, that's all you really need to worry about. That can protect their escape very comfortably. And in the meantime, Faker also taking another inner turret. There's only one inner turret left. And that's a Rift Herald as well.
Yeah, I mean, T1 are just farming Nongshim right now. Like, yeah. Everything that's red belongs to me. Everything the light touches is T1's kingdom. And definitely the most one-sided game I've commentated in 2025.
Yeah, I would definitely be alongside you on that opinion, my friend. As Kingen is desperately going to try and defend this indefensible inner turret.
Faker has Nashers now. Already got that inner, so there's not a whole lot of like side lane hitting of turrets to do, but he still can hit the champions pretty hard. And the Leandri's damage into Kingen is going to hurt a lot. The LDR that's done at this point in time for Smash is going to hurt a lot. Jiu has his second item, but he doesn't have stacks.
Gideon just completely isolated now. And yeah, Smash able to hit him mid-Vault Breaker with a bullet. And that's going to be enough to get rid of the Vibe.
We might have that trademark 20-minute objective from T1 in this game, except it'll be an Otacon this time.
Yeah, I think it will definitely be a 25-minute Baron as well, if we actually make it to 25 minutes. That's kind of my theory.
Oh!
All right, there's a pick onto Carrier. Hook is going to land that time. Kingen going to whiff the Q.
2-item Azir. He kind of likes to just hit objectives and do a lot of damage to them. And it's a little bit later than on 20, but about 2015.
Yep, and we're also standing on some vision here on Nongshim's side. Let's see whether they can get some sort of steal happening, as there is the flash forward. Gideon steals it, and now they get a free ticket home. Can they grab themselves some kills as well? That's the question. As 200 gold going over to Owner as they are just kind of farming these Otacon buffs. Still, it's not as bad as dying. I would assume many people thought about when they were considering this, because Nongshim have had some really creative draft ideas. As I'm going to have to hold that thought, because we might have a fight breaking out. Nongshim all grouped as 5. Carrier with that Keeper's Verdict can really make things tough. As Doran on a flank angle, Fisher over the wall there as well. Cease and desist to get on top of him. And Doran's just being thrown around this fight like a ragdoll. Fisher is now found by Carrier, who does just evict Jiu. Empress Divide goes wide though, as now Kingen trying to stay alive, but he's still at Otacon buff for another 20 seconds, so that's kind of cute. That's going to be Owner taking away the Dragon. Flash out from Faker avoids the hook as Jiu makes his way back into the fight. Coming. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but like you say, Kingen making his way back into the battle might mean that T1 aren't exactly getting out scot-free. True Shot Barrage does sail by and does nothing at all. Owner and Faker getting to work on this Dragon. Cease and desist is going to connect onto Smash. Keeper's Verdict just to get rid of the damage, and down goes the jungler. And that will mean Baron is available if T1 would like to take it, as now Kingen being discovered by Owner is exactly what Nongshim do not want. Just pick after pick here for T1, and 1 versus 5, I don't think he's going to be able to get that one. Lahan's going to get picked up by that Emperor's Divide and will be cut down where he stands as well by the onslaught of Sand Soldiers. And T1, I don't know whether they even necessarily need to take the Baron. They might just do it because they feel like it, but I think also pushing into the enemy base might be a way to win.
Yeah, well, it looks like Fisher's flash isn't going to be enough to get him out of here. And
To the Skies was both a request and the name of the ability.
Yes. I think that with the Azir damage here, they could easily just 2-man this, and then the remainder of these minions, which aren't really being thinned out by anyone, will just end the game here for T1. Faker does have teleport as well, so he can just TP to mid, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's looking for the second inhibitor here. They can start to collapse in with these Baron buffed cannon minions to say goodnight.
Well, there's finally a hook connecting onto Doran. Nice work, Lahens. We got there, even though it is a little bit too little and perhaps too late. Inhibitor goes down, top side and mid. Nongshim are at least, I mean, they're breathing.
Yeah, T1 decide not to opt for the end. Interestingly, now they're in an awkward spot here.
Well, Lahens is also in an awkward spot. Wind becomes lightning, doesn't actually amount to too much. As Kingen, stopped by the Steadfast Presence, Jiu needs to offer some damage back to at least deter them. The flash forward to miss the Q is not exactly what you want. As now Ona possibly out of position as well. Crescent Guard does absolutely nothing, is now Kingin. Gets an all-out onto Doran. Nongshim actually finding some angles here as Faker is now on the floor. Carrier and Smash the only ones left alive.
I mean, it's the Baron buff minions to then kind of siege the Nexus and stay together, but they kind of fragmented themselves off. Had a bit of a late retreat.
He does do a decent job taking them down, but now that the siege is on, this is where things get dangerous. Out goes King and in goes Carrier. Ono looking for an advantage onto Jiu, who's trying to stay alive, but the bullet time says absolutely not. Lahen's down to 50%, make that 30 and make that dead. Emperor's Divide doesn't do a whole lot because the all-out gets King and through it, but he also heads straight to the death chamber. It's a triple kill for Smash. Fisher the last man standing, and there was a blip, there was a bit of a hiccup, but ultimately the outcome was still the same as it's been dictated throughout the entirety of the game. T1 just too good in this game number 1.
Very dominant game from T1.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.